Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego. We're gonna try to work through this thing, man. Let's see what we got. Mm. What up with everybody? Stream King is back. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Young Gun TV, what up? How you doing? How you living?
From moment to moment. Thank you.
Hello, Ego. Melvin, what's good? We got a shooter on deck. Wakanda forever. Kennedy, what up, what up? We doing a vampire stream. Okay. Ego Army, what's bracking? What up? Oh, we got some vamps out. Real Richmond, what up? Is everybody getting the notifications for the live stream? Are you guys getting the notifications? Or it's still buggy? Lomachenko Linares, De La Hoya said it's not official. It's on Bob Arum. Ego running wild, running wild. Hey, check me out. Check it out. Look it. Check. Hey. Whoa. We're gonna talk some boxing, people. We about to talk some boxing. Joshua will sleep him, LOL. You the only one laughing. Let's see it. Ego with the infamous stream, the vampire stream. We back with another vampire stream, everybody. See, this is another, I can spot them right away. It's like, you know how cops get good at their job and they can start spotting like people who are drunk driving just by the way they're moving on the, they don't have to be doing nothing wild, but you can just spot them. SG just says, you think Wilder deserves 40%? LOL. When the fuck in the title did you, like, I just got on here. I've been on here less than 3 minutes. When did I say what Wilder deserved? Okay then, you're a man fan. That has been established. I didn't even say my opinion on the whole thing. We haven't even done roll call. What are you talking about? You're a man fan. You talking about, so you think Wilder deserves it? I was asking you, but okay, so what are you laughing? What's the LOL for? Since you want to play games. Why'd you say, do you think Wilder deserves 40% LOL? So what was funny about that? If you're just asking a regular question, what's the LOL? SG said you want to play games. And like, see, I've been doing this too long. You're not going to fool me and try to switch it because I put you on blast. Why did you put LOL if it was just a simple, honest question? There's a certain way or certain connotation when people word things. You think Wilder deserves LOL? What? I didn't even say shit about Wilder or Joshua. So what'd you put LOL for? See, why is he not answering? I didn't even state my opinion. See, like Pac said, niggas love to scream peace after they start some shit. Where's he at? I am laughing because I am laughing at my opinion. Okay. Trying to find a way out the back door. So you asked a question and you were asking an honest question for my opinion. And then you decided to laugh because of something internally that you think about it. Come on, man. Yo, let's do the roll call, people. Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? Where y'all from? Kennedy, it don't make sense because he's making it up. Redlands, California, Las Vegas. I am laughing. Whatever. LA, East Palo Alto, Bay Area all day, San Jose, Finland, Vista, California, Brockton, Sacramento, 916, 757 Newport News, Ohio, St. Pete, Florida, Brooklyn, Weed, California, West Side, Baltimore, Vista, Cali, Seattle 206, LBC 562 Houston, Toledo, East LA, Indianapolis 716. That's it. El Paso, Texas. Yeah. Smash the like button. We working, people. Oh, we working. Texas, y'all held it down at the Mikey Garcia in San Antonio. Looked like a good crowd. Michigan, Boston, Australia. Let's get it, man. Raleigh, North Carolina. Now, it's being reported that Deontay Wilder and team are willing to accept 40% versus AJ. I think that's fair. I do think that's fair. You got to look at it like this. Hold on, I can't wait. I want to set y'all up. Who thinks that 40% to Wilder coming off a Luis Ortiz performance is fair? Just say fair. If you think it's fair, F-A-I-R, just put fair in the comment section. If you think Wilder getting 40% of the pot versus Anthony Joshua is fair, put fair. Okay, now I got a hot seat. Who's gonna step up? James A, or James A-I-N-A, however you pronounce that, or Isco and Briz. Which one of y'all that said it wasn't fair, which one is gonna step up for the hot seat? Because I gotta get somebody, and I want to hear your point. So you're saying it's not fair, he deserves less, or it's not fair, he deserves more? Which one of y'all is gonna step up? Okay, he deserves 50%. Okay, let me say this again. If he's willing to accept 40%, they're not going to give him 50%, right? So that's not the argument. If they're willing to take 40%, when I say fair, if they're comfortable with 40%, raise your hand and say no if you think he's not deserving of 40%. That's what the rumor is. That's what's being reported. Not say, oh, he deserves 50, 55%. We're not talking about that. I'm talking about if his team is content getting 40% and you feel like he's not eligible or he hasn't earned 40%, that's what I'm saying. So let's re-vote. I'm glad that we got that clear. So the person, whoever gets in the hot seat, deserves to be in the hot seat. If you feel 40% that his team is reportedly willing to take is not fair because Deontay Wilder does not deserve that amount. He deserves a lesser amount to fight Joshua. You can put either fair or put no, it's not fair. And let's see what people think. Man, the hot seat is getting rid of a lot of people. Because the hot seat is gonna force you to be real. We getting a reputation, people. If I got shooters on deck, put here. I need to see how many shooters I have, so I can see how this fair for show. 40% is fair. So we all agree then. Okay, Robert, you're not answering the question. He says Anthony Joshua is a bigger draw. Is 40% fair? That's all you have to say. That's the topic. It's 40. We know Anthony Joshua is the A side. Is 40% fair to the B side, which is Deontay Wilder? Ego, I just told you. You guys have to listen to the stream. Someone says, Ego, who do you feel is the bigger star? Joshua. He fought the big name first. He's done the 90,000. Wilder hasn't done that. Joshua's the A side. But listen, you guys are getting sidetracked, all this extra shit. Is 40% fair? I just admitted that Anthony Joshua, right? Anthony Joshua is the A side. Is it fair for Wilder to receive 40%? He just came off the Luis Ortiz performance. If his team is willing to take 40%, so oh no, he deserves 50. That's not the argument. If his team is willing to take 40% and Joshua's team is willing to give him 40%, is that fair? Is that a fair amount for the B side champion with less belts? And this is assuming that Joshua gets past Joseph Parker, which I believe he is the favorite to do, and he should have the crowd advantage. Is it fair? Smash the like button, people. Got him. All right, T-Mac. Why? You said no. Why is 40% not fair for a deal? And why is it not fair? No, don't try to switch it to yes. Don't try to switch your opinion now. Listen, if y'all are playing games, then you're going to get it just like you're in the hot seat. So T-Mac, why is 40% to Wilder not fair? We going to see who really wants this fight and who's the real fan. Why is 40%? You said no, and you left a second comment, said no, and then I put you in the hot seat, and then you said yes. So I'm going to go with the two responses you said. T-Mac, why is, okay, you playing games. You said no. I'm going to show you how this works. Bye. Let's keep going. He's out here. We're not playing games, people. It's 40%. Why does it take 2 minutes to get anybody to step up? 3 minutes, however long I've been on this topic. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no. And then I'm like, all right, you're in the hot seat. No, yes and no. Yo, like, you playing games. Okay. SG, jump in the hot seat. Don't come to my stream. You be the next victim, your next contestant. Ego, you get on the defense quickly, bro. With a smiley face. Okay, jump in the hot seat. Is it fair? All that slick talk just gets you in the hot seat. Ego like Wilder. Yep, bomb squad. I'm about to bomb squad someone out of this hot seat. So SG, so you don't think it's fair? Listen, because you already said something. I think it's fair. Then what do you complain? Hey, Ego, you get defensive quickly. Stop trying to divert the fans' attention from something else. You think it's fair, so that's what we're talking about. I just want to see the fight. Okay, me too. So how is it that I'm getting defensive when we both are in it for the same thing? See, I don't think you're being transparent, SG. Because if you just said it's fair and I want to see the fight, I just want to see the fight, then why is it a problem for me? We haven't said anything different. Yeah, keep putting ha. You already have 2 strikes. One more dumb comment, just so you know, and you're out of here, hot seat or not, because I've been watching you. It's not a problem. So again, what was the point of your comment? You get defensive quick. Okay, I get defensive quick. But if we agree on the same thing, then what's the issue? Okay, then. It's not a dumb comment. Bro, hey, fans, do you want SG out of here? He's talking in circles. We're not doing this. You talking like a promoter in circles. The fans, is SG disrupting the stream? If he is, put an L. You boot him? Okay. A couple more and you're out of here, because we're not going back and forth. Fans don't even like you. They don't even want you here. See? He's doing all that game plan, and now look at you. It's not a game out here. Bye-bye. Oh my gosh. Okay, now we can get back to it. Once again, I'm gonna do one last request. Does anybody believe if Wilder's team is okay with a 40% 60 split in favor of AJ, the bigger star, the A side, if anyone feels 40% is not deserving, Wilder, his team is not deserving of 40%, speak up now or forever hold your peace in this stream. Someone said off with SG's head. Oh, we got him up out of there. I feel it's totally fair. Look at the fans. All right, ABSK said, I feel it's okay. How's it only okay? If his team says they're down for 40%, so are you saying he doesn't deserve it? So now you switch and say, yes, 40% is fair. What? These are straight elementary school questions, and I feel like it's so hard to get people to commit to an answer, except for the people that are saying it's fair. Everybody else, oh, that's okay. What's okay about it? listen, I'm gonna say it one more time. All the people saying 50-50, that's great. But if Team Wilder is okay accepting, this is the rumor, this is the report, right? His team is willing to accept 40%. If that rumor is true, then who cares about 50-50? He's taking a hit 10% and he's willing to do that. Cool. I'm saying, do you as a fan feel like, since everyone says boxing is a business, everybody wants to be a promoter, do you as a fan feel he does not deserve 40%? He deserves something lower. That's all I'm trying to get to. I don't care if you think he deserves 50-50. If his team wants to take 40%, do you have a problem with it as a fan because he has not earned 40%? He is not worth 40%. He hasn't sold enough stadium seats, or his last viewership is not good enough. That is what we're trying to figure out. That is it. So everyone says, oh, it's okay, I think he deserves 50. That's not the argument. See, I don't know. Maybe Vampire Stream brings out maybe people who can't comprehend this. I don't know. Monster says, I honestly feel he's proven more and deserves 60, to be honest. Listen, you guys are holding up the stream, just putting redundant stuff. If his team is willing to accept 40%, who cares if you think he's worth 50, 55, 60? That is not the issue. That's not what we're debating. So let's just move on, because it doesn't sound like anyone really disagrees. No, I think he's worth 50. If he wants to take 40%, I'm saying, do you think he doesn't deserve that? Oh my gosh. C-Star says, you got to understand, Ego, most of us are on drugs. That's what it sounds like, because this is like simple arithmetic. Is 40% okay? Does he not deserve it? That's the only thing we're trying to find out. Anyway, I'm going to move on, since it doesn't sound like anyone's really disagreeing with it. Me personally, if his team is cool with 40%, I don't have a problem with that split. And I want to know, because there's a lot of, it seems like Anthony Joshua, Eddie Hearn apologists or supporters who were saying a couple months ago, oh, we got it. Okay, hold on. We got someone for the hot seat. Finally. Who is Rudina? I don't see. I got to see their comment myself. Okay, we got a hot seat. Rudina Jorgo. Wilder isn't deserving of 40%. Okay, now you're in the hot seat. Explain why Wilder doesn't deserve 40% of the overall pot to a big money fight. And part B of the question, what percent is Wilder deserving? And if you say 90% to 10% or something bullshit, we're just gonna block you, because you're clearly wasting time. So you've been warned. So what percent does he deserve, and why doesn't he deserve 40%? Come on, Rudina. We're gonna see who's rude. Where's he at? Or her, or him or her, whoever's in the hot seat. D Bevel, the champ. Oh, he donated just to see you get clapped in the hot seat, so I gotta do a good job. D Bevel, the champ, $5 super chat. He said, Rudina, you in the hot seat. Come get it. Come get this work. Look at the numbers. AJ has been able to put up in less than 20 fights versus Wilder, and 40 fights, and Wilder should get a flat pay like Triple G versus Canelo. Okay, now you sound very foolish, because in the end, when Canelo and Golovkin actually fought, Triple G didn't get a flat rate. Are you a promoter? Is your last name Hearn? Like, because that sounds crazy. Like, all of Joshua's other opponents, including his upcoming opponent, Joseph Parker, are able to get a percentage split. But the only other champion that would make a massive fight with AJ and has a belt, right, and is coming off good performances or good knockouts or whatever you want to call them, right? He deserves a flat rate. Wow. And this is what I'm talking about, man fans. This is who people who call themselves to mask and parade around like true boxing fans. The only reason I'm even talking about personal, I don't give a fuck about none of that, because Joshua, at the end of the day, he's not gonna be like, it's mad here and give me money, and Wilder's not gonna be like, bomb squad and give me money. So I don't really care what they get. But I'm just talking about it because this is what's holding up. This is what's allowing promoters in different fights, including this fight, and trainers in different camps to hold up fights because of the fans who just accept whatever. They're, oh yeah, Wilder doesn't deserve it. He needs to go through Dillian White first. Fight Lucas Brown. Why has he got to do that? Why isn't Gerald Big Baby Miller got to go through Dillian White, Lucas Brown, Luis Ortiz? You know what I'm saying? Crazy. Rudina just got KO'd like Stavern, and you trying to say Wilder doesn't deserve it. And see, listen how they be ducking your boy. They be ducking me because they know I'm the king of Wakanda. The second part of my question that you clearly purposely left out is, what percentage do you think, since you disagree with 40, what percentage does Deontay Wilder deserve? Since you're the promoter, you're promoter junior over here, right? Rudina, that's the second part that you ducked because you're a ducker. What percentage does Wilder deserve? Okay, we get it. You think 40% is way too much for him, and you gave a chicken shit reason. So what percentage is he deserving of? Go. See how they be ducking parts of the question and skirting around, and you know what I'm saying? My parents' dogs do that. Like when they eat and they have these like little like sausage shavings that they shave onto the food, and they'll try to eat around the regular food to get the sausage shaving. Answer the full question. Come on, Rudina. She on Google right now trying to find out what percent. What's the average boxing percentage? Okay. You know you done fucked up, right? You know you done fucked up. Listen. You know you done fucked up. You know you done fucked up. You said Deontay Wilder does not deserve 40%. I asked you what percent he deserves. You know you done fucked up. Hey, someone get Jose out of here. He sounds like he's playing games. Get Jose out of here. Especially, this is where they always like start putting clown shit when I'm in the hot seat with somebody else. You know you done fucked up. Rudina, you know you done fucked up. This is the problem. Now I gotta get you. Now I gotta get you in the hot seat. Okay. For starters, this is what I'm talking about, the problems in boxing. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You say Wilder is not deserving of 40%, but you argue 30 to 35% is fair. So at max of what you just said, 35 to 40, that's 5%. So you as a boxing fan would be willing to not budge on 5% and hold up the fight and give Team Joshua or Eddie Hearn a reason to not make the fight and not like finalize negotiations over 5%. This is what I'm talking about. What kind of boxing fan would do that? And it's money you don't touch. You don't get to see any of this money. That's what I don't understand. So you said 30 or 35%, that's great. But 40% is just no fucking outrageous. Really? We arguing over 5%? You would rather see a fight fall apart over 5%? Now, if it's Triple G, Canelo, and the flat rate, that's a little bit different because they don't know how much the fight will sell. So if they offer Triple G $15 million and the fight sold crazy live gates and stuff, then he could lose a lot of money on the back end. Or when Mayweather offered Pacquiao $40 million, not much on the pay-per-view back end, then he could lose a lot of money if the fight does $1 trillion. Get Chris out of here. We're not playing games. Chris Corral, shooter, get him out of here. You know you done fucked up, Rudina. You know you done fucked up. Watch it. Oh my gosh. Get the likes up. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Watch how I do Rudina. You know you done fucked up. And you gotta be honest. Do it for boxing. I got a question. Watch how I set Rudina up with this. Because you're either forced to tell the truth or you're gonna get burned in the hot seat. And either way, you're gonna lose. See, I told you I'm like the grand like master in those karate movies where I can tell you how I'm gonna defeat you. First, I will hop up on the tree, then I'll jump down and kick you, tiger crane style. You know, I'm gonna tell you how I'm gonna defeat you. Let's get the likes up. Let's try to get to 100 likes. Let's get it. Rudina, you know you done fucked up. Who is a more and we gonna know if you lying, Rudina. We gonna know if you lying. Who is a more accomplished heavyweight, Deontay Wilder or Joseph Parker, right? And who would win in the fight, in your opinion, Deontay Wilder or Joseph Parker? Part A and Part B. You know you done fucked up. That's my only question for you. Watch how I just set Rudina up. Who would win in a fight? That's Part B. Part A is who's more accomplished at heavyweight. As of right now, who has done more? You know you done fucked up. Rudina, where you at? Kennedy, we in the same boat, man. I'm the king of Wakanda. I promise you I won't lose. I promise you I won't lose this hot seat. You fucked up either way. Either way you slice it, you fucked up in this hot seat. You know you done fucked up. Rudina, what's taking so long, sweetie? If you a girl? Okay, you know you done fucked up. Deontay Wilder is more accomplished and would win in the fight. But that has nothing to do with who can do better viewership and sell more tickets. Okay, so you just said Wilder would beat Joseph Parker, and you also said Wilder's more accomplished. So the more accomplished, longer standing heavyweight champion deserves 30 to 35% per your words, and Joseph Parker got around that same deal. They said in between 30 to 35% is what Joseph Parker. So you admit that Wilder would beat Parker, and you admit Wilder has done more, which we all know. Just beat Luis Ortiz, which is better than Andy Ruiz, Raz Kovajanu, and all them motherfuckers that Carlos Takam, better than all them people that Joseph Parker beat, right? You admitted he was more accomplished, yet he deserves the same split that Joseph Parker got. And then now I told you, you know you done fucked up. Shout out to Soldier Boy. He has a great add-on, which is what I was gonna say. So Joseph Parker sells more than Wilder. Exactly. So you mean to say that Joseph Parker has done more astronomical numbers and he's more revered and more known in boxing than Deontay Wilder, even though he's coming from New Zealand, which is an area that's not as boxing rich. It's definitely not as big as America. I told you, you know you done fucked up. This is why you guys can't win, because you guys got this crazy ass logic, and either way, the doors will be closed and you're trapped. This is like a Saw movie. There's no way. I can tell you the rules of the game. Oh, I want to play a game, right? You're still gonna lose because there's no way you could beat that clock. And if you try to say Joseph Parker, like, we know you full of shit. If you try to say Joseph Parker is more celebrated and known, you just said he was more accomplished. So if you try to say he's more known or he puts way more asses in the seat, then why is everyone to see the Wilder fight? Oh, here we go. Now switching gears. Look, this is Rudina's response. Nobody tells Canelo or Floyd. Two motherfuckers we're not talking about. One is being questioned for clenbuterol. The other is retired. Two motherfuckers that have nothing to do with this conversation. Canelo and Floyd, the A side, what they should pay their opponents. So why does Anthony Joshua, as the A side, need to be pressured into making sure his opponents get paid a certain amount? Once again, Canelo has nothing to do with this. He got to figure out his situation with Vada and clenbuterol. He don't got nothing to do with this. Floyd Mayweather, I just seen him. He's macking bitches on Instagram as we speak. He's like, hey, you coming over to some girl. So they have nothing to do with this at all. Second of all, just to entertain you, I told you there's no escape. Just to entertain that dumbass point is, you said, oh, but as the A side, it's not up to Joshua. Then why is Team Joshua? You guys are, hey, get to listen, I can't bless y'all with all this logic and all these points. We need to get to a. If y'all want to hear this point, can I get a hell yeah in the comment section? And we need 100 likes. Because if you want me to drop this knowledge, we need 100 likes ASAP. Because I'm about to. Rudina, you getting it worse than a lot of people because you keep trying. Put hell yeah and get us to 100 likes. I'm going to be chilling. And Rudina really finna get bodied. I'm going to entertain that stupid question or a stupid response that they just put. A couple more people that need to hit the like button. It's a wrap. I promise you. I promise you. Okay, we already got to 100. No time to waste. Check it. So you said, oh, nobody's supposed to tell A-Side Joshua. No one told Canelo and Floyd. They don't have nothing to do with this, but I'll still entertain you, right? And I'm going to bless you. Like Deontay Wilder blessed Luis Ortiz, I'm going to bless you, right? And I'm not talking about a sneeze. I'm going to bless you, though. Good tight. So check this out. With that logic, why is Team Joshua saying that you're trapped either way? Why is Team Joshua saying that Deontay Wilder needs to send them a contract and make an offer? If it's A-Side this, and it's not Anthony Joshua's job to make sure Wilder's getting paid and who is Wilder to, then why are they saying that he needs to send a contract? Joshua has an interview with IFL TV and he says, oh, we never received an offer from Wilder, which is what I told you motherfuckers from the beginning. Why would the B-side send the A-side the offer? When you see Maidana propose an offer to Floyd, you don't propose anything, you get chose. Floyd is like the pimp, and Maidana would be the you-know-what on the track. And I'm not saying I love Maidana, I'm just saying that's how this works with this A-side. Why would the B-side send Robert Guerrero, right? Why would Robert Guerrero send Floyd a contract? Floyd sends him the contract. He picks the glove side, ring size. I'm having it in Vegas. Robert Guerrero can't be like, no, let's have it in Gilroy. He don't. So why did Team Joshua, which is what I told y'all from the jump, why did Team Joshua say we haven't received an offer from Wilder? And you just supported that point. Because Wilder could possibly ask for less money than what Hearn Joshua maybe. You getting bodied. You just clawing for something now. You just clawing, but you already, everyone can see it. It's a wrap. You made excuses. You basically said Joseph Parker is deserving of a better split than the guy you just admitted was the more accomplished and would win if the two fought. And he deserved 40%. 5% is what you as a boxing fan are willing to argue and stall a fight out. So in your mind, they should be arguing, you said 30 to 35%, so we'll use the max of what you said. From 35 to 40%, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, that's 5%. So you say, hey, we'll offer you 35%, that's it. So if Wilder doesn't take that 5% less, then the fight goes to Gerald Big Baby Miller and the fans don't get it. That's what you're saying? That's what you're saying should happen. What kind of fan are you? If Rudina, guy or girl, I don't know what the name, if it's a guy or girl, put your L's up. If he or she got filleted in this hot seat, put your L's up. And it's that simple. Y'all really arguing. Remember that scene in Bad Boys at the beginning with Martin? And he was eating with Will Smith. He had that nice Porsche or whatever. Hey, shooter, get Rudina out of my kingdom. Ego, you need to acknowledge both sides. You need to get out of my kingdom. I'm not reading anything else you said because the first stuff when you had the opportunity was trash. Basura. Tell me how to say it in some more languages. How you say trash in French. Clip of that clue. Like, that shit was horrible. Get out. You're out. They want a fight to potentially fall apart over 5%. You're okay with... Okay, they said Joseph Parker, they didn't reveal his actual split, but I literally seen a report. It said 30 to 35%. So let's say he's somewhere in the middle, 33, right? He gets 33, but the guy you think would beat him and is more accomplished per your own, the Rudina person, per their own words, Wilder can't get more than Joseph Parker, even though he's had way better performances than Joseph Parker. And Joseph Parker's not a bigger star. His last fight was on YouTube. His last fight was on YouTube pay-per-view. Google it. They hit me up asking me to cover the fight. They said they was gonna give me some free shit if I covered the fight on YouTube. It's not a game, people. I swear to you, the UK hit me up and wanted my channel to cover their YouTube pay-per-view. Hold on. And I'm not trying to put people on Front Street. I'm a real ass person. See, y'all got me in my bag right now. I told y'all 9, 10 times ago, stop fucking with me. I told y'all I got the 9 on me. Stop fucking with me. If y'all want to see this email where they try to give me joke, fuck is y'all talking about? Can y'all hear me? We had technical difficulties. Hey, my internet company went down. There's like I don't know why, but they just text me and said it's back. So y'all gotta hang in there real quick. I gotta, cause right now I'm on like 4G or whatever. But I got the text saying my internet is back on. So hold on, I'm about to add. All right, we back. I just had to kick on my Wi-Fi. Something was up with my Wi-Fi Comcast. They said it was gonna be down for a couple of hours, and then I selected the option to have them text me when it came back on, and they texted me like 10 minutes ago. But since it lost the reception on 4G, I decided to switch over to my Wi-Fi since it's back. Yo, we gotta get close to like 150 likes. I'll show you right now. They wanted me to cover that. Oh, someone gonna take okay, we don't have to pull it up. We don't have to pull it up. Somebody playing games, they took the likes back and shit. Okay. You gonna tell me that Joseph Parker is a bigger star and the better reception now? Good. Yeah, my Wi-Fi's back on. There's some kind of fucking outage in my area, and they just text me like 10 minutes ago when I was frying that Rudina in the hot seat. So we back on Wi-Fi now. Omar says, why you dick ride Canelo so much? Shooters, get this man out of here. We're not even talking about Canelo. See, when people start trying to, they're like the Judas did to Jesus. They're only here to cause distractions. Period. That shit had nothing to do with it. Y'all got real life Tourette's. I'm not even talking about Canelo. Thank you, shooters. We're not playing games, man. I guess we gonna Malcolm X the game by any means necessary. We got shooters on deck. Remember when Malcolm was looking out the window? I guess that's how we gonna do this game. We're gonna do the boxing game like this. Death Row East, believe in it. You know what I mean? I told you I'm Frank Castle, the Punisher. There will be some justice out this motherfucker. Yo, get the likes up slightly. Man, fuck it, I'm gonna show y'all. Hello, nice to meet you. Look, he on his Adele shit. Hello, it's me. My name is Juan, and I work for Square Points. We bring you a unique opportunity to attend the prestigious WBO. Hold on, man. This shit was on. Y'all think it's a game? WBO World Heavyweight Championship fight between Joseph Parker, Hughie Fury. This is just last year in September, right? The big fight will be streamed. What'd that say? Will be streamed exclusively live on YouTube through a groundbreaking partnership between Hennessy Sports and YouTube, which will herald a new era for the sport by attracting blah blah. So Joseph Parker's fight was on YouTube. Look, they was trying to plug your boy. A pair of VIP ringside seats for you and your fans, exclusive backstage access to Hughie Fury, VIP hospitality, a signed glove by Joseph Parker, once in a lifetime ring walk with Hughie Fury, hotel rooms. Man, come on, quit playing with me, man. Look, they needed that boxing ego. They want me to attend the pre-fight events, produce a short video promoting it. See, bro, I told you, I'm a businessman, you know, because I be at my place. They wanted me to fly out. They're going to pay for my hotel and all that shit for that fight. But you got to make it make sense. Like, shout out to Juan. I see you. But it was September. I was covering Canelo versus Triple G. It might have been on the same night, so I can't do that. I can't swing that. You know what I mean? Because I went to Canelo versus Triple G, which was in September. Again, I think it might have been on the same. I might have went. You know what I'm saying? If they paying your boy to go out to the UK, but I mean, I can't prioritize that over. Oh, it was Saturday, September 23rd. When did Canelo fight? I had to go to that Canelo Triple G shit, man. I had to see what Adelaide Bird was talking about. I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I just showed you. That's an email. You know what I mean? Look, I ain't got shit to lie about. September 15th. Yeah, that was too close to the Canelo shit. Canelo Triple G. You was gone from the house damn near that whole month. Hell yeah, that was crazy because I went to Terrence Crawford in Omaha. That was in August. I came back literally for 2 days. That was one of my craziest fight weeks. I went see because I covered most of the fights. You know what I mean under the brand. You know what I mean. I'm gonna start needing some people, reliable people from certain places because I can't get to everything. Just traveling is hard. But anyway, I went to Crawford's fight in fight week in Lincoln in Omaha in August. Came back, literally slept in my bed, my own bed for 2 days. Then I flew out to Mayweather McGregor, covered that fight week. Then I came back for about 2 weeks, and then I flew back out to Vegas to go cover Canelo Triple G. Man, it's not a game anymore. It's not a game. We the future. Y'all can't come with them weak points. We getting respect in the game. The fans is fucking with the movement. You know what I mean? We crossed our T's and dotted our I's. Now we here. We kicked in the door, waving the fofo. Let's get it, man. Now, hey Ego, what up, man? Listen, it's sad that boxing fans even give a fuck. Like, I remember being a youth, right? And Mike Tyson, my favorite fighter, or one of them, was gonna fight Lennox Lewis. It had been talks for years or whatever. Do you think I was like, I'm so ecstatic. I want Mike Tyson to get 30. He deserves 35%. Like, I didn't give a fuck what Mike Tyson was getting, to be honest. I didn't care what Lennox Lewis was getting. The fact of the matter is, I'm a boxing fan. I wanted to see the fight. But now in this new social media bullshit, it's like the fans, no, Wilder doesn't deserve 40. He deserves a cool 31.2% or 35. Like, are you Wilder's accountant? You know what I'm saying? Who are you? I never did that with big fights. I'm ecstatic. I think Mike Tyson, since he broke his back in his spinal, he needs 65%. Like, who cares, man? Dude, is that what fans really care about? Really? Fans will fight you more to not see a fight? That's what it's come to? Mike, if he's gonna fight Lennox Lewis, Lennox, I'm coming for you, sweetie. He deserves 60%. Like, that's what it's come to? Really? Like, I'm really serious. A good fight can't happen over 5%. That's what y'all want. And then what trips me out, the craziest shit about this whole thing is you'll have people who, let's say they love Anthony Joshua and Eddie Hearn. They love them, absolutely massive commiserations and all this shit, right? They love them. So you would rather, as a fan of them, you would rather watch AJ beat, or potentially beat, if he were to beat him, Gerald Big Baby Miller, instead of all the accolades and the belt he'll get and be undisputed? Like, really? See, to me, it has to, the only thing I could think of is fear. All the fear is the only thing that makes people do weird shit. Like, have you ever known or seen like a situation and someone had a gun and they didn't know how to react with the gun and they fired on accident, or heard of a story, anything like that? It's because they don't know what to do with the gun and they got scared. Oh shit, oh! And then they pulled the trigger. You know what I mean? So I think the fans have to be fearful, because if Joshua is your favorite fighter, you got Joshua posters, if you just like the guy, he'll get more credit and a belt and be undisputed if he could beat Joseph Parker and if he could beat Deontay Wilder. And I'll tell you what, if Wilder and Joshua happens this year, I don't give a fuck who they fight, probably their next 2-3 fights, to be honest, because they've really taken out the best in the division. Joshua's handling the Klitschko side, and if he handles Joseph Parker, and then Wilder handled like his mandatory Bermane Stiverne, Gerald Washington when he's undefeated, and Luis Ortiz. So if they meet in the middle and Joshua fights Wilder, that person is the man. That person is the man in the division. They deserve soft touches or like whatever they want. If Anthony Joshua beats Wilder after that point and he wants to fight Dillian White in the domestic showdown, if he wants to fight David Haye, Tony Bellew winner, Cannon Briggs, Tyson Fury, he's earned that. He could fight whoever. If Wilder wants to have a rematch, well, they kind of fought in the hotel, you know what I mean, a hotel rematch with Dominic Brazil, they've earned that. And no one's going to be strict on them on who they fight next because they just became undisputed. When is the last time we had an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world? Were the Klitschko's undisputed or was it Lennox Lewis? Where are the boxing historians at? Did the Cause I know Lennox did, but did the Klitschko's do it? Batali, did he ever be undisputed? I'm not sure off the top of my head. Oh yeah, they couldn't because the Klitschko's chose not to fight each other and they both have belts. See, smart thinking. So the last person to do is Lennox Lewis. Fuck all that. Whoever does it again will be the first time in Lennox ain't fought in decades. You know what I'm saying? That's big. Hasim Rahman, was he undisputed? And I don't even count that because if he was, he caught Lennox Lewis and Lennox must have had all the belts and he just took him off of one fight, really. You feel me? I don't even know if he had all the belts when he knocked out Lennox Lewis in Africa or South Africa, I think they were in. I know he beat Lennox Lewis, but what I'm saying is, did Lennox have all the belts at the time, at that exact moment when Hasim Rahman knocked him out in South Africa? That's what I'm asking. I don't remember. How is Tyson Fury undisputed if Wilder had a belt before Tyson Fury? And Wilder had the WBC, the most prestigious belt. That's not undisputed. That doesn't even make sense. Tyson Fury was undisputed, but Wilder was running around with the belt he got from Bermane Stiverne. Makes zero sense. Y'all gotta study. He had most of the belts when he beat Klitschko, but he didn't have all of them. He had the ring belt and all these other IBF and all that shit. Then when he beat Tyson Fury, he got the IBF strip. So y'all gotta know y'all boxing. He got the IBF stripped in like 2 days and shit, and they gave it to Charles Martin versus Glaskov winner. Glaskov was playing hopscotch or some shit and fucked up his. Where is Glaskov? That's, you know what I'm saying? Listen, that's how Joshua got put on. And Glaskov, where has he even been? Where has he been after that Charles Martin fight? Glasgow or Glaskov, whatever his name was. You know what I'm saying? Where has he even been? And where's Charles Martin really been? And that's how Joshua, that's the path those two fought, and then Joshua came up, fought Charles Martin. Crazy. The Vampire String. December 22nd, what is that? What is that date? That's really far away. Why'd you put December 22nd? Weebity. Wilder's still talking. He said, when I put the heat on Anthony Joshua, they might throw in that towel. I'm not concerned with Anthony Joshua versus Luis Ortiz. You know why? 2 reasons. 1, he just lost, and he lost handedly, 3 knockdowns by Deontay Wilder. That's 1 reason. 2, Joshua had the opportunity to fight him, and when he was his mandatory, and he didn't fight him. So now that he's defeated, I'm concerned with if Joshua gets past Joseph Parker, which, again, this is a tough fight. And then if he gets past him fighting Wilder, I don't really care about Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz, listen, when you take a loss that everyone knows you took, like not like a controversial loss where everyone thought you won type shit, then you have to climb back up the ladder. You know what I mean? The only times that doesn't is if it's like some bullshit. and you weren't supposed to lose. Luis Ortiz literally lost. But anyway, it's been almost 20 years since there's been an undisputed heavyweight champion in pro boxing. Real fans want to see that champion. Exactly. And people are willing to not see it over arguing of 5% of somebody else's money. Listen how, remember that meme? That's crazy to me. People, it'd be one thing if you, depending on what Wilder got or what Joshua got, you gonna make some bread, like you getting like a little spiff or kickback off of it, but you're not getting anything. So you really want to like, and listen, Deontay Wilder or Anthony Joshua versus Gerald Big Baby Miller is not a bad fight. Let's be clear. Like Funk Flex says, be clear. Be clear. That's not a horrible fight. Like, I would definitely watch it, but where they've come and where they're at right now, it doesn't make sense where they're so close to being undisputed. Might as well fight. It's the perfect time. They should fight each other. Because Gerald Big Ray Miller, if he gets past Johan Duhaupas, he could fight Lucas Brown, Dillian White winner. And then I would honestly say he's probably more deserving of a title shot. If he can get past Johan Duhaupas and then the winner of Dillian White versus Lucas Brown, get past those two, and then like, okay, you climbed up the ladder to get that title shot. But Johan Duhaupas, we keep in mind, he got knocked out by Wilder years ago, and then he got knocked out by Alexander Povetkin. You get what I'm saying? So it makes more sense to me that Gerald Miller keeps climbing up the ladder, or Dillian White, or whoever emerges. You know what I mean? They sound like that scene in Bad Santa half. How about 48%? Wow, that's a good point. Good comparison. Miller versus Wyatt, I would love to see that if they both win their next fights. And then you could say like, okay, Dillian White, he's bounced back since the AJ loss, so he should be in line if he could beat Gerald Big Baby Miller. Yeah, now give him a title shot for the Joshua Wilder winner. Perfect. Makes perfect sense. You know what I mean? I think guys like Dillian White and Gerald Big Baby Miller, what I'm basically saying is they could afford to have a couple more fights, 1 or 2 more fights to prove themselves and keep climbing up the ladder. Wilder don't got to prove himself anymore. He has like 7 title defenses and he has a belt, right? Joshua don't have to prove himself. He beat Klitschko. And look at all the fans saying, oh, Dillian White, Ortiz, I like that. Dillian White versus Miller, I like that. That's another good one. Luis Ortiz fight the winner of Dillian White versus, Luis Ortiz wants a rematch. Take a fight like that. Dillian White versus Lucas Brown winner. Or Luis Ortiz versus Gerald Big Baby Miller. Now, if you get past that, then you can say these guys have bounced back because the heavyweight division is only so thick. There's only a few top-rated guys. I mean, there's some up-and-comers like Tony Yoka, but I think he had an issue where he missed testing, and I think he's suspended. I don't know if it's just in France or what. Daniel Dubois, he looks like a beast. Joe Joyce, but these guys aren't really they're being moved at the pace they should be. So, I mean, if it's up to them, they would probably fight Joshua or Wilder, but is Frank Warren or whoever gonna let them? Is David Haye gonna let him fight Joshua right now with this few fights? Probably not. You could say Daniel Dubois is coming, but like I said, those guys, Daniel Dubois, not this fight, but his fight before that, just fought someone that Joshua knocked out, and they knocked him out both in the second round. So that's where his career is at. They're in the stage of getting him the pro level experience. So they're not really, based on their promoters, I don't know about them as fighters if it were up to them, but their handlers aren't gonna put them in those massive fights like that right away. They're gonna give them pro level experience. Because that's how you ruin a fighter if in fact they lose one of those fights. You know, oh shit, I didn't expect these guys to hit that hard without headgear. You know what I'm saying? Then you get knocked out or something by these big punching heavyweights with more experience, and then now your fighter on some, like, I'm not trying to clown, but like Antoine Douglas, you feel me? Antoine Douglas, he's taking both of his losses, I think he has 2. Both of them were nasty losses. Kurt Tietze and then Spike O'Sullivan. You don't want to do that to your up and comer. Shout out to Al. He says, Ego, love your live chat. Boxing is my thing, man. Shout out to you. Did Wilder get knocked to the canvas during the Olympics? It may be a fake video. Listen, I don't care about that stuff. Like, that's like, who cares? That's like when you were in the 5th grade, somebody punched you in the mouth and made you cry. Would they do it now? You know what I'm saying? Would they look at you now and run up on you like that? And then over the years, you've gotten way bigger than them and they still small. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? That's like saying, oh, Pacquiao, didn't he get knocked out twice in the Philippines? Yeah, but look what he went on to do. Like, I'm not really concerned with some old shit like that. What are you doing now? Boxing has always been like that. What have you done for me lately? Type shit. So what does it matter if he got knocked out as an amateur in the Olympics? I mean, what does that do? What does that do with him fighting Luis Ortiz and not getting knocked down? You know what I'm saying? So I don't really choose to focus on stuff like that. It's cool to bring up people like, hey, Triple G knocked out Lucian Bute, because that might be insight that pertains to why he's so good now or whatever. Team Ego, you're real, bro. Shout out to you. Man, we struggling to get to 150 likes on the Vampire stream. Can y'all smash the like button? We working, people. Oh, yeah. $5 super chat. Ask Yara who's there. Do we have a done deal between Wilder and Joshua yet? Sorry, I'm late to the stream. No, I mean, they're not going to make a deal, definitely an announcement before the outcome of Joseph Parker. You might fuck around and put a curse on the fight. So if anything, they would have done the deal behind the scenes. And then if he wins, they'll announce it like they did Joshua Klitschko or Canelo Triple G after Canelo beat Chavez Jr. But they're not going to just, oh, hey, it's a done deal right now, because that's disrespecting your opponent. Parker's fight is March 31st. Listen, we're just trying to get back to the real boxing. Ego Army, man, stand up. We really trying to get it there and take it there. And I just can't fathom how you got fans, people who buy tickets and shirts and follow these guys on Instagram or whatever, and they have so little faith in the guy that they love or like their fights or whatever, that they almost accept whatever promoters throw at them, and they get in the way of that. You know what I'm saying? And the promotional game was always fucked up for boxing. You know what I mean? Always fucked up, where it benefited the promoter more than the fighter, more than the fans, oftentimes. You know, not always, because we got some classic fights in history, but you know what I mean? But a fighter that's good, you know what I mean? If you leave it to the promoter, if people are buying bullshit, like, put it this way. If Golden Boy could get away with Canelo fighting Amir Khan, Liam Smith, and no one better than like a Chavez Jr. level, and the fans weren't demanding more, you don't think they're gonna keep, and I'm not just throwing, anybody would do it, you know what I mean? You don't think Golden Boy would keep matching Canelo like that? Josecito Lopez, guys he's easily favored to beat. If the people are gobbling up and every time out he was doing crazy numbers, you know they're gonna keep doing it. They're gonna keep doing it. That's why we as fans, we gotta stand for something. We gotta stand for something. And stand up and unite. All this arguing over 5%, really? That's what we're arguing. We're arguing over 5% of another motherfucker's money. Shout out to Chill BL, $20 super chat. I told y'all them yellow and them orange super chats. Shmoney gang. It says, windmill these haters the hell up out of here, Ego. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. Like I said, we were arguing over 5%. I could understand if you are part of the matchroom function, if you're part of your Shelly Finkel's family or Wilder's girlfriend or something, maybe you have a say in what it is, you know what I'm saying? But we're really almost like allowing promoters or trainers or whatever to make these cockamamie excuses to not fight. Like Abel Sanchez could tell fans that the black fighter don't sell because of their style, right? So now that's already kind of an excuse why Triple G should never fight Jermall Charlo. No matter how good he does, you could always say, hey, but blacks don't really sell. Why should we? Why should we fight him? Askar Hussein, $10 shmoney game. Them yellow and them orange super chats. Pray to the shmoney guys. $10 from Askar Hussein. What's up with Danny Garcia talking this 154 pound? Hey, I didn't, that started coming out of nowhere. Talking this 154 pound stuff. Who he gonna fight up there? Kell Brook? That's kind of funny. I don't know when that came about. I don't know if he struggled to make weight last time. I don't know what's up with that. But see, that doesn't make sense. Like, he doesn't look like he has a frame for 154. He's pretty big for welterweight, but like height wise, arm reach wise, no superior like athletic speed or nothing. Like, he's gonna have trouble with the. How's he gonna beat Edeslani Lara? You could say you hate Lara's style till you blue in the face, but that'll be a horrible style for him. You know what I mean? Jermall Charlo, them guys are pretty big, so I don't know where that came about, to be honest. And I like Danny Garcia. It's just, I don't know. Boycott AJ versus Miller fight in the U.S. if they try to make that fight before Wilder. AJ versus Miller, let's see it. Let's not see it. Hashtag boy. Wow. But see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta listen to what people say. First, Joshua was talking about maybe never fighting in America. Now his promoter is saying, hey, I want to really bring Joshua to America. Not for the American champion that everyone wants to see Joshua fight, but for a guy who's coming up, you know what I mean? With no belt. It's like you want to test the waters, test the market. And I'm telling you, in my honest opinion, you guys can disagree if you want, but in my honest opinion, the stage, if Joshua wins with Joseph Parker, the stage should happen next. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because y'all, if y'all want to hear this point, smash the like button, and can I get a hell yeah? I'm about to go deep on this one. Let's get it, man. Let's get it. If y'all want to hear this point, can I get a hell yeah? If you want to hear this point, smash the like button, and can I get a hell yeah? Right now, I'm in my zone. Here's why. The heavyweight division, there's some players in it, but there's different tiers. This is my opinion. Tiers are like up and coming guys who, like Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois, right? Tony Yoka, that they're still in the building stage of their career. So I'm not really considering, because I don't think their promoters are going to just rush their careers like Lomachenko. See, Lomachenko has he has like 400 amateur fights, 406, 7 amateur fights total, right? And he's older, so there's a reason why he's being rushed. Tony Yoka and them guys are younger, so that's one stage. Then you have the guys in the middle who are either Derek Chisora-ish with some losses, David Hay, or guys like Gerald Big Baby Miller, Luis Ortiz, Dominique Brazil, right? Dillian White, Lucas Brown, you know what I mean? They're kind of in that middle area. Guys who either have lost or they're on the come up. They don't really have the resume they're trying to build and climb up that ladder for a title shot. Maybe you could put Cannon Briggs in there. You know what I mean? Guys with losses. That's the middle tier. So you got the newbies and newcomers who might be the future in a couple of years. Then you got the middle, everybody in the middle. And it's very clear who's at the top right now, at least. Not saying nobody could beat, because maybe one of these newcomers could beat Joshua, could beat Deontay Wilder, but are they ready for it right now? I don't really see it, and I don't see the promoters chancing it. So the top is really the champions at this point. You could say Luis Ortiz was at the top, Joseph Parker, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, and Deontay Wilder, right? That's the top. But then Luis Ortiz, maybe he drops down to the middle category with the Dillian Whites because he just lost. So that leaves Anthony Joshua, who's about to fight one of the other guys, Joseph Parker, champion. So that gets consolidated to one. Then you have Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. those, bar none, are the most proven and the best fighters and most difficult guys to beat with Klitschko retired. Klitschko's no longer in the equation. He retired. Shall I continue? So it's very apparent who's in that top tier. Whether you like Wilder's style, like Bob Arum was hating, he said something like, "Oh, he fights terrible" or whatever, but he's still at the top. Him, Tyson Fury, and Anthony Joshua / Joseph Parker. But we're about to get an outcome to who's the best. And if Joseph Parker, let's say he loses to Joshua, then he's gonna slide down to that middle tier with the Luis Ortiz, who recently lost, Gerald Big Baby Miller, who's trying to get to the title shot, hasn't been a champion, etc. Right? Tony Bellew, David Hay winner, they're all somewhere in the middle, right? Now, since I've already established my pyramid of where the fighters place, and I use the best names in the division that I can think of, right? Both new veterans like Derek Chisora or champions, right? You guys tell me what better win to come off of since Klitschko's retired, and when Joshua beat Klitschko, Wilder hadn't beaten the Luis Ortiz. He just did it. So you guys tell me what's a better win? Like, what's a better win that both guys can come off of that is going to really catapult Joshua versus Wilder? That's my question to you. For example, Wilder just knocked out a guy who had never been knocked down, to my knowledge, and he certainly hadn't been knocked out. He was considered the toughest test. He had the Cuban style, southpaw, gave him issue, showed vulnerability, showed he had heart, and gave him a tough fight. So Wilder coming off of that, leading into Joshua, and Joshua collecting the only other belt other than Wilder's belt in a unification with the champion with title defenses. So them meeting right after that, or Wilder goes on to fight Dominic Brazil or Dillian White, Lucas Brown winner, and then let's say AJ fights Gerald Big Baby Miller. You know what I'm saying? What is a more climactic crescendo to the top? Wilder coming off the guy he just beat, Luis Ortiz, and how it all played out, the drama, the good ratings, all of that. Or, oh, Wilder fights Dillian White, Lucas Brown winner, and AJ fights Gerald Miller if he beats Johan Duhaupas. That's my whole point. So that's why, to me, if Joshua, he's the only one with the fight in this equation. If he gets past Joseph Parker, this is why they need to fight next, because there's no real, I guess what I'm trying to say is there's no real way to top this chronological order. This is the best name that Deontay Wilder had faced with momentum and shit, right? And it's not the best name AJ, because most people say Klitschko is the best, but that's still within the close rear view. He fought Klitschko, Takam, a mandatory, and Joseph Parker. So that's the perfect chronological order and the perfect segue for Joshua Wilder. And this is what I'm talking about with the marination shit, right? This is what I'm talking about. The only way for me to come back is this ego. No, I'm just playing. The only way that this marination shit would work when they promoters say, oh, I'm gonna let the fight marinate, right? Is if the guys are fighting contemporary rivals, big stars or big names that's really gonna get noticed and get casuals buy-in before they face each other. Boca the Smoker, Ego, why you always tripping? Listen, if you know what I'm doing at all times, then why are you on my channel? That's my question to you. I've seen your name before, and I see you're a regular participant. So if I'm always tripping, then why do you come back? Explain that to me. If you're like, man, every time I come on his channel, he's tripping, why do you come back? That's a simple question. Like, oh, Ego's always crying. Ego's always tripping. Okay, but why do you come back? I'm joking, bruh. Love you, homie. Backing off the blocks. This is what they do. They backtrack. So, you have to understand, I'm trying to entertain and give my insight to not a million, but almost 200 people, and you stop it so you can get some attention, and then you back off your argument. So, I mean, was that needed? But whatever. Anyway, the time is now for Joshua Wilder. That's how I see it. Ego is on a roll, Boca. See, you messing it up for fans just to say something that you want me to respond to. Sometimes I take the bait and respond just to put you on blast. Sometimes I don't. But anyway, back to this Joshua Wilder. I think this is the perfect order of operations. And again, the only way to really really keep doing it and build the fight where it's marinating is if they're fighting people that are going to keep raising their stock. Boca, if you keep trying to make this stream about you when we're talking about Joshua Wilder, one of the shooters to escort you out. So if you follow me for a while, then you know how that game works. You talking about chill, bro. You chill. We're not talking about me and you. We're talking about what we all came for, boxing. So anyway, Joshua Wilder to me, and this is how passionate I am. People, oh, ego's being me. I'm not being me, man. I'm trying to get this out for the public. I'm trying to get my message, my point across. Whether you guys agree or whether you disagree, that I'm that passionate about this sport, and I don't like the games that get played in this sport. Anyway, I just think, what better time? Who? AJ beating Gerald Big Baby Miller. Let's say he beats him. Because, okay, first of all, if he loses to Gerald Big Baby Miller, then that just fucks up the fight, obviously. That fucks up Deontay Wilder versus Joshua. I mean, who's going to want to watch that if it's not an undisputed thing? If anything, then Wilder should target Gerald Big Baby Miller. So that's one thing. It could fuck up the fight if Miller beats him. Or even if he makes him look terrible, right? That's one option. But let's say Joshua beats him. He already beat Klitschko. So, I mean, beating Gerald Miller, are you going to be like, oh, I wasn't going to buy the pay-per-view for Wilder Joshua, but now I've seen Joshua beat Gerald Big Baby Miller. I got to get it. Gerald Miller just beat Johan Duhaupas. I got to get it. That's why this marinating shit don't work with me. Just like Canelo versus Triple G. If Canelo, remember Canelo vacated his belt in September, right? He vacated his belt in September 2016. And Triple G inherited his belt. If that September, Mexican Independence Day week in 2016, if Canelo would have fought Triple G, would any of us have complained? Yes or no? If he would have fought him instead of vacating his belt, would you be like, no, this is bullshit? Would you have been mad? Yes or no? Exactly. Hell no, no. Which is my point exactly. No one would have been mad. They would have just got to see Canelo Golovkin sooner. And by next year, let's say they fought in 2016 instead of Canelo vacating his belt. So if Adelaide Bird, if the fight played out exactly the same, Adelaide Bird had that fucked up scorecard, then last year we would have had two Mexican dates, Cinco de Mayo, May, and then September, where they could have rematched, and we would have been done with that. And then the winner could have went on to face Charlo or Danny Jacobs or some shit like that. But since they didn't make the fight in 2016, and they didn't make it in May of last year, now we're kind of back because we know Canelo said he's fighting on the Mexican dates, May and September. So you see how we got pushed back. But nobody would have complained if they would have fought when people wanted to see it back then. So my point is this. Do you think Canelo beating Amir Khan, a welterweight, or Liam Smith really helped a September fight, or even Chavez Jr.? Do you think that really is what made Canelo versus Golovkin that much more successful? Or do you think it would have always been successful? It would have always done similar numbers. Nobody was like, oh, he beat Amir Khan by knockout. Fuck. Because Amir Khan don't even fight like Triple G. You know what I mean? All right, did you want to see Canelo versus Triple G because Triple G knocked out Dominique Wade? I mean, so that's what the marination shit, that doesn't really make sense unless you're going to fight the type of competition that's going to really grow the fight. You know what I mean? And that's what it is. Who's this Alu Wasani? Is that who y'all telling me to put in the hot seat? Who's Tom? Tom's coming over here thinking he knows everything. This is why Eddie Hearn is a hell of a promoter. Eddie Hearn's a great promoter, but why? What are you saying that? What's your point? I don't understand. So you're saying as a boxing fan, you want to see this fight stalled out. You want to see it happen as late as possible. Step up in the hot seat, my friend. Y'all knew this was coming. This is for Alusawani or whatever. So when do you want to see Joshua Wilder, or you never want to see it? What's your standpoint? I gotta bake another one. Let's see if we can get to 175 likes, people. Smash the like button, man. Because I seen you, well, the whole time I was talking, I seen you kept putting shit. So we'll see how quick you respond to this now. Because you was putting a lot of stuff while I was talking, and now all of a sudden, the typing gets a lot slower. Now that you're in the hot seat during the vampire stream. See how that talking slow up and that typing slow up. Crazy how that works. He responded. Where? I ain't see it. One party has to be humble and step up. All right, what does that even mean right now? Who's not being humble? What are you talking about? And once again, evading all my questions in the hot seat. When do you want to see Joshua Wilder? Are you talking about, oh, you got to be humble, like Kendrick said? What are you talking about? This be humble stuff. Wait, do you want to see the fight? You said this is why Eddie Hearn is a hell of a promoter. You said this is why he's a hell of a promoter. I asked you why he's a hell of a promoter. When do you want to see the fight? You're not answering any of my questions, but you had oh so much to say when I was talking. I was seeing your name kept popping up and fans telling me to throw you in the hot seat. Now you're in the hot seat and all that stuff slow up. Crazy. Crazy how that worked. You're like, this is why Eddie Hearn's a hell of a... Why? What are you talking about? If Wilder demands 50%, he's getting no fight. Because Joshua got other options anyway. Okay. The summer sounds good. The title of this video is Deontay Wilder and team willing to take 40%. And you're arguing about 50%, which the reports are stating that Team Wilder is willing to take 40%. I'm not understanding. You're like, oh, but if Wilder wants 50, no can do. Fight's not gonna happen. You're stalling. The whole title of this video is countering what you're even talking about. Nobody's talking about Wilder getting 50%, right? That's some shit Wilder said that his manager came out and corrected and said, hey, it's not about the percentage, it's about the deal. This is what they do. They try to act like they made a point. He said, exactly. That's my point. Wilder's team has no say here. Bro, you're just talking in circles. You ever see a guy who's like burning out and the wheels are just spinning and smoke's coming out? That's what you're doing. You're not moving. You're still in the same spot, but your wheels are... the wheels are spinning, but the car's not driving. Like, what are you even talking about? You're like, exactly my point. What's exactly your point? I didn't make no point for you. So that's already strike one, probably strike two. I'm not doing burnouts. He the one in still motion with the tire smoking and shit. Nobody was talking about Wilder receiving 50%. Only you. Remember Will Ferrell and Talladega Nights, where he got down and stripped down to his tighty whities, and he thought he was on fire. Nobody else thought you were on fire, but Ricky Bobby, he thought he was the only one that was on fire. No one else seen the fire. He was just running around. Oh, it's hot. But that's how you do it. You arguing with yourself, really. Nobody's talking about 50%. Someone put him on a timer, people. He had so much to say. Now well, if AJ's team says Wilder is not worth 40%, we can't see the fight anyway. Okay. You're just tire spinning. Let's hurry this up. So what's the point? So here's my question to you. Do you think Wilder deserves 40? I understand you're saying Joshua and Eddie Hearn are in the driver's seat. Do you think Wilder getting 40% is fair? You know what I mean? I get that you're saying Wilder is not in the driver's seat and Team Joshua is. So if they turn down the fight and he was willing to take 40%, is that a duck? Do you think 40% is fair? Answer one of those questions. You know you done fucked up, right? You didn't even respond, and I can already tell you done fucked up. Can y'all smash the like button while we wait? I think it's fair, but it's not my say. The fans, not Wilder's team. None of us run the finances here. So you think it's fair. So the part of my question that you clearly ducked, speaking of ducking, if Deontay Wilder and Shelly Finkel and Lou DiBella, whoever the fuck is there, Al Heyman, say my fighter wants 40%, even though it's not your say, we want 40%, and Team Joshua is like, nope, we're not giving you 40%. Will you say Team Joshua or Anthony Joshua is ducking? Will that be a duck in your book? I understand you can't make the say and they ultimately decide whatever they want. So don't need to even reiterate that. We know you don't pull the strings. Is it a duck? Now we're getting somewhere. Yeah, okay. Now we're getting somewhere. If Joshua and team, Eddie Hearn, whoever you want to blame it on, say, no, we won't give you 40%, 30-something or nothing, is that a duck? No, that doesn't look like a duck to me. You know you done fucked up, right? So, let me get this straight. You know you done fucked up, right? Yeah, okay. You know you done fucked up, right? People, let's try to get to 200 likes. If y'all want me to tell him how he done fucked up in this hot seat, hit the like button. And could I get a hell yeah? We about to go to work on this kid. Okay. Let me stretch. I gotta stretch this one out. Get the crinks out my neck. Smash the like button. Okay. Couple more hell yes. I gotta get him. All right. So you said it's not a duck to me, your opinion, but you also said, in your opinion, you know you done fucked up. You said 40% is perfectly fair, but it's not your decision. So since you are in agreement as a fan that the split sounds fair, if Wilder gets 40%, obviously conceding being the B side to Joshua, Team Joshua's A side, if he's okay with 40% and Team Joshua, which you said was fair, say no, you said it's not a duck. How does that even make sense? So you believe the split is fair, right? Even like, so you don't even have to mention that. We know you. Hold on. Now you're playing semantics. In my opinion, which I said doesn't matter. I get that you can't pull the trigger to get the deal done. Everybody gets that. You're not part of Team Joshua. You're not Matchroom. You're not Anthony Joshua. But the question is this. This is how they try. You can't beat me at this game because you're trying to play semantics. I'm gonna explain why. Just listen. Everybody listen and see if this makes sense to y'all. So it's clear. We know you cannot facilitate this deal. We know that. We know you in no way, shape, or myself have any ability or influence in making the deal. You stated that. I'm agreeing with you. You cannot facilitate the deal. That's already a done deal, right? So moving on, since we both realize that neither you or me can tell them what to take, can get in the negotiation room and say, hey, you should go for it, right? We have absolutely no influence on the deal. So that's clear. But you said the question was to you, not what can you do, not can you make the deal. The two questions were to you. You know you done fucked up. You done fucked up. The two questions were to you. One was, is 40% fair? In which you replied, yes, I think it's fair. Sounds fair to me. And I asked you, part two was, when should the fight happen? You said this summer. So in your opinion, the deal is fair, 40%, and the fight should happen in the summer. Then I said, you done fucked up, and asked you the second question. I had part A and B of the first question. I asked you the second question, is it a duck if they deny 40%? Not if you can get the deal done. I asked you if it's a duck, right? In your opinion. This is all about your opinion. That's the common denominator. And you said, nope, not a duck to me. Explain how that makes sense. And then you try to sidetrack the fans by telling us, hey, I said my opinion is not what matters. We know that. We know your opinion can't get the deal done. But I asked you, okay, we're going to run this back because you're in the hot seat, on fire right now. Ricky Bobby. He said, exactly how is AJ ducking? If the deal doesn't make sense to him, why will he take it? Same goes for Wilder. Bro, first of all, I never said he's ducking because we don't know. What if he decides to fight Joseph Parker, beats him, and then he picks him next? This is all hypothetical. So once again, you're sidetracking. Two, this is not about Joshua and what makes sense to him. This is about your opinion as a boxing fan. I'm not talking to Joshua right now. Joshua, to my knowledge, is not on the Boxing Ego live stream, but you are. I'm asking you if the deal is fair, part A. I'm going to simplify this for you. Part B is, I said, when should the fight happen? You said this summer. 40% was fair, part A. Summertime is when the fight should happen, part B. And then when I say, you done fucked up, the third question, which you done fucked up, is do you think, would you consider this a duck if he turns down 40%? And you keep telling me about, if Eddie Hearn and Joshua doesn't like the deal. We're not talking about that. I'm talking, will you as a boxing fan hold that accountable? Because you said it. It's not adding up, player. What you just said does not add up. And now you're just like clawing, gasping for air. I told you done fucked up. See, I can already tell when the guys in the hot seat are gonna end up incriminating themselves. It's like a detective. I can already tell it. What you said was not consistent. The whole thing, but if Joshua doesn't like the deal and Eddie Hearn, I get it. As a team, if they don't like the deal, they're not gonna take it. But they're not on the live stream. I'm asking your opinion. I'm asking your opinion if it's a duck. I'm asking your opinion when the fight should happen. I'm asking your opinion on if the split makes sense. So stop telling me about AJ. Yeah, if AJ sits with his pops and they don't like the deal, they're not gonna, we know that. I'm asking you what your stance is. Easy ass work. Good job. You tried. You tried. Ego, he doesn't have his own brain. Well, we're gonna give him a brain. That's what the hot seat does. Gives you something to think about. He said, yeah, deal is fair as a fan, as a promoter. See, I can't even read the rest of yours. You're not a promoter. You're not his promoter. We're not asking you. I'm not even reading what you have to say. If this man got crushed in the hot seat and you want to add him to Pet Cemetery, put your L's up. I'm not, you said, yes, as a fan, it makes sense. But as a promoter, you're not his promoter. I'm not expecting or asking you to be his promoter. He has a promoter. He's happy with his promoter. Joshua's not on this live stream. Eddie Hearn's not on this live stream. I'm asking you, as a fan, I'm asking you all these questions. And you keep bringing up, that's almost what snitches do. You're a rat. That's really what you are, because the charges are against you. And you're like, but Kenneth, he shot somebody too. Like, we're not talking about Kenneth. But Jamal did it. Like, we're not talking about, the cops are asking you these questions. You motherfucker, D battery. Like, we're asking you. I'm asking your opinion. You keep telling me, but Barry Hearn, he made a move. Eddie Hearn. Andy Joshua, Nigeria. Like, you're talking about all things that have nothing to do with me and you, our dialogue. Like I said, that's what rats do. Bring somebody else that don't. We're not talking about Joshua. We're talking about your opinion on the situation. I told you, you know you done fucked up. If I have any shooters in the building, escort this man out. The vampire stream. He replied, it don't matter because he already got burned up. Shout out to Box Watch TV. This is what they do. This is what I'm saying. Like, it sucks because they'll try to, it's like a roller coaster. They'll try to take you on all these twists and turns and try to get you, they try to get you off of the subject matter. The whole thing is, I'm not asking if Joshua and Eddie Hearn don't like the deal. Of course, they're going to do whatever they want as a team. I'm asking him particularly if it was a duck. I'm asking him if he likes the split, if it's fair, if it makes sense to him. And I was asking him when he wants to see the fight. He answered the first two, and then when it came down to the third part, then he didn't want to call it what, according to his first two responses, sounds like would be a duck. He's like, hey, I'm just saying, but if Eddie Hearn and Joshua did, no, that's not. You said the split is fair. So what? How does that make sense? From your perspective, the split is fair. From your perspective, the fight should happen in the summer, which means after Joseph Parker, which means next. But then all of a sudden, when I ask you, hey, is that a duck? They don't want to cop to that. They don't want to say, no, yes, it's a duck. But again, it's like I'll be doing the Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope, and they don't even see it coming. Playing possum and shit. Oh, I don't really have a point. I don't have a point to what I'm saying. And then just, yeah. And then it's like, oh, shit. He came alive out of nowhere. Rope-a-dope him. Lull him to sleep. Hey, laughing my ass off, get him. All right, Seth's comment says, Ego, you sound like a whiny bitch. Does he deserve to be in our kingdom? Ego's army. I'm gonna let y'all pick his fate. If y'all want him to stay, if that comment proves me wrong or whatever. Oh, the shooter just shot you. See, this is what they do. Ego, you're a whiny bitch. Not like, oh, shut the fuck up. Here's how you're wrong. It's just you're a whiny bitch. Okay. And this, hey, my shooters are cold-blooded. Box Watch just shot him, and then he just put, he's gone. ... Cold-blooded. Told you, my shooters are, that's all he put is he's gone. Like, I'm telling you, man, we got the perfect system. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so if I'm standing up for boxing, then I'm the whiny bitch. Okay. But as long as you can't prove me wrong, then I'll be the whiny bitch. Period. Ego, thoughts on Mikey versus Lomachenko? I think it could still happen. Well, Mikey, I think he said post-fight at the press conference that he thinks Lomachenko might fight Beltran and they got their own thing going, so he don't see the fight happening. So, whatever. I like the fight. I think it's a great fight, great test. It will really anoint the winner. You know what I mean? Pound for pound wise, you can really start making an argument. Not necessarily pound for pound one, but you would definitely want to put him up there. But I think Mikey's more dangerous than Linares for Lomachenko. So I don't see him making it. Everybody's point is subjective. Didn't we just block you? Aren't you the same guy that said I was a whiny bitch and got blocked? How'd you come back that fast? Seth, you snuck back in? You crept in the back? You crept in the back door? How did you get back in here? That's what I want to know. The shot just got you. Hey, Box Watch just... How do y'all respawn that fast? I don't even understand that. He says, you're just too sensitive. Okay, I'm sensitive. I'm going through menopause. I'm on my period. I'm a whiny bitch. Great, I'm all that. Prove me wrong. That's all I'm asking. they always want to distract. Oh, I think you're a fucking bitch. Okay, I'm a bitch. I'm on my period. I'm on my rag. All that. Great. Prove me wrong. In the vampire stream. 8 more likes, people. 8 more likes, and we've made it to the promised land. I'm gonna wrap up this vampire stream. And you know what the funny thing is? I'm just glad y'all see it. Like, I'm a whiny bitch. All I do is complain. I'm too sensitive. But you just got shot by one of my top shooters, my top shotters, box watch. And within 1 minute, somehow you respawned and came back. What does that tell you? So you just enjoy listening to whiny, sensitive bitches. It's like the most popping club in town. And no matter what, they just gotta get in. Even if they get rejected by all the girls, even if the bouncers are tripping, even if someone spills a drink on their shirt and their shirt stinks or whatever, someone throws up on their shirt, they still want to be in that club. So that shit don't hurt me. And like I said, prove me wrong. I'll be okay. Like I said, I'm Eminem. I am whatever you say I am. Whatever you say I am, cool, I'll be that until you can't prove me wrong in this hot seat. And then I go back to whatever I was before that on the vampire stream. They do the most to keep coming back. That's what I'm saying. It's crazy. Like, honestly, if you said someone, oh, this dude, he sucks, he's gay, I hate his channel, he's sensitive, all he does is complain, then why do you keep coming back? Why? It doesn't even make sense to me. I just want them to prove me wrong in a hot seat. Because if, again, they try to distract you. Oh, you're sensitive. Okay. I'm a crybaby. I'm sensitive. Shout out to J-Dog, man. Man, we got a good system out here. We're trying to restore the feeling back in boxing. Lamar Jones says, Ego, your opinion is about as close to fact as I heard in boxing commentary. Well, I appreciate it. I mean, I'm not here to try to lie or steer people wrong. I don't have a problem with none of these dudes, but I have a problem with lies and I have a problem with great fights not happening, potentially not happening. The fans getting fucked over like we've been for years. You know what I mean? That's why we got the vampire stream. I work too hard for this sport. I work too hard in this game. You know what I'm saying? It's about time we get what we want. That's real talk. The vampire stream. Hearn is going to milk this. AJ is going to take another fight after Parker. Wilder will then have to crush White more impressively than AJ did. That will even turn the UK fans. Ego, you're just another brother making it happen, man. I'm happy for you. Keep the good work, brother. Appreciate it, man. Man, I'm just trying to make the Bay Area proud like Ryan Coogler. Did you guys hear that Black Panther, it grossed over $1 billion worldwide? Crazy, you know what I'm saying? And I come from the same soil. I mean, originally I moved around, but I've been here the longest, so the Bay Area is my home, so I had to put the Bay Area in my backyard like Tupac. Tupac wasn't originally from the Bay, but he came here. That's where he learned the game. That's where I learned the game, so, you know what I'm saying? No matter where I go, no matter where I'm at, the Bay Area is my home. I always got love for the Bay. So, that's what it is, man. We just gotta put on. Like, there's a lot of people, like, It's crazy, man. This media game is crazy. Like, this is not no diss video or nothing. I'm cool to my knowledge with most of the people in the boxing game. Cause real talk, I keep to myself. I don't really even like when I cover fights. There's a couple of dudes that I know and shit like that are cool with me, but I be with trying to be with chicks and shit that I know in the different cities and shit. So I don't really even be kicking it with like media like that. So if anyone ever says that they have a problem with me and you never seen a picture with me, you never seen me talking to them in somebody's video or whatever, never heard me mention them, then it's probably a lie. Because how you got a problem with me? I don't even know you. I don't even know who you are. And you know what I mean? In some of the cases, you know what I mean? You got a problem with me and I never even talked to you. You ain't never had my number. You never had no dialogue with me. That's weird. You know what I'm saying? It's like these male stalkers that be in the chat. Yeah, take off your glasses, man. You know what I mean? How you have a problem with a motherfucker you never even talked to? But anyway, yeah, we working people, man. It's just, it is what it is. Ego don't be sashaying like that with these cats, new media. Yeah, that's what I said. If you ever hear someone, they say they got a problem with me and you ain't never heard me mention them or talk to them, seen me talking to them, then it's probably a lie. Because like I said, I don't have no problem with nobody. But I see how the game was. Ego hilarious. I'm just honest. I'm not even trying to be funny right now. I'm just being real. But I see how the game is. Like, you know what I mean? There'll be. I was watching an interview. I forgot who was even being interviewed, but it don't even matter. And Dante, shout out to Dante, DBN, New Media. He asked a really good question. Like, I don't know who it was. I don't even remember what interview. So let's say it was Charlo, and they're like, "Oh, Daniel Jacobs, blah blah blah. What do you think about the fight with Daniel?" Well, let's say it was Charlo, and they're asking him about Daniel Jacobs, a hot topic. Everyone wants to know, "Ooh, can that fight happen? That's a great fight." And then somebody came in right behind Dante's good question that pertained to boxing and a great potential fight of like Charlo and Jacobs or whoever the fighter was. And then all of a sudden somebody came in with like some crazy off the wall question. That's crazy to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm interviewing Anthony Joshua or whatever, and I'm like, "Hey, what about fighting Wilder?" And then you come, "Oh, what's your favorite food?" Like, what? What does that have to do with anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to get like, I'm gonna start covering some fights in a minute, but I'm trying to get y'all what y'all want to hear. You know what I'm saying? I never claim to be anything other than what I am, but I'm trying to like. This is how it worked. Like for me, if I'm talking to Andre Ward and we're all roundtabling and interviewing him, I'm gonna try to get out my best questions, the shit y'all want to hear, right? We've been at 200 likes for a minute. Smash the like button. Like got my voice hurting. I body a lot of people in the hot seat. Show that love, man. That love is how these live streams keep coming about, and that's how I put this work in with these live streams. But anyway, this is how I work. If Andre Ward, we're all roundtabling, right? Asking him questions. I'm gonna try to ask him my best shit that I feel fans would want to know, shit pertaining to his upcoming bout, whatever, right? And then if he's just being cool and answering additional shit, then I'll ask him like, "Oh, when your Jordan's coming out?" Or I asked Ward one time, "You beat Kovalev, where are you taking the family for vacation?" That's just additional shit because I had already got in the people in the media. We'd already asked them the Kovalev related questions and the shit that we feel y'all wanted to hear. You know what I mean? Like that. I feel like, you know what I guess the word is? Hold on, y'all. So anyway, I fuck around, hit the wrong button, and my phone closed. But it's cool to ask like shit like for views and stuff. But if you let the conversation just play out, get the good shit out. That's how I try to do. I mean, I'm honest. That's how I really try to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ask the shit that pertains to something. You know what I mean? And another thing is like Broner. People be asking him shit because I don't know. Maybe they don't want him to blow up, but they be like, oh, how much jewelry you have on? Like, where are your shoes from? Or what did you and Robert Easter eat for dinner? Like, I'm not asking that shit. Like I said, I'll do that if it's those are what I call throwaway questions. Like just shit. Once you got the good shit, once you got the shit you needed, the shit the fans need, then you can do all of that. But if we're talking about hot topics like Charlo, hey Charlo, what'd you think of Daniel Jacobs? You know what I'm saying? I don't care about, oh Charlo, what made you decide to dye your hair? I don't care about shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, no offense to Charlo's hair dye and shit, but like, what does that have to do with? You feel me? Like, what does that have to do with like boxing? What does that have to do with what people really care about? If you want to ask them some shit like that, like if anything, sidebar that. Ask them off camera. You don't need to be on camera asking them that. But like I said, people gonna do the job like they want to do. I just do what I do, and we keep it pushing. And that's how this shit. Adonis versus Badu Jack. I don't know. I really don't. Badu Jack's my man's. He works hard. Trust and believe. Ego, love the channel. I think Wilder should take around 35% and just make the fight. Put the ball in AJ's court, and he will get a big payday anyway, and he'll get the belts over to the U.S. and rematch in the U.S. But listen, check this out. That, I mean, I'm not hot seating you or nothing because what you're saying is not horrible. Like, this is your opinion. That's cool. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't have a problem. If you guys approach with just your honest opinion, it's not what gets you in the hot seat. It's usually the people who are like pest in here. But anyway, my only question to you is this. As a boxing fan, what is really the big difference between a guy getting 35% and a guy getting 40%? Especially when we don't get a cut of that. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the smartest brother in the world, but let's start with basic math. Basic math. And correct me if I'm wrong. If you have $100 and you take 10% of that, what is that? That's $10. Now, if you divide 10 by 2, that is $5, right? So we're arguing over that extra $5, or actually we're arguing over $5. If you have $100, we're arguing over that extra $5. Do you deserve that extra $5? This is obviously the most basic of math. When the fighters are negotiating a big fight, then it's gonna be more than $5. But I don't wanna use no crazy figure that people can't keep up with the analogy. So once again, $100, 10% of $100, you move the decimal point, it's $10. So 5 is half of 10. So $5 would be 5% of $100. And you said 35 is cool, but 40, he might not get the fight. Really? And keep in mind, we don't get a cut of any of this. I can't understand that. I really can't. It's like the promoters that brainwash fans into accepting this type of stuff, accepting this type of talk. Like, oh yeah, what the fuck is Wilder thinking asking for 40? He deserves 35. Why do you care? I'm just being real. J-Dog, shooter. He says, plus I think 40% is more than fair. I think Wilder should be going for 45% due to having the highest viewership on Showtime out of any boxer, including Mikey Garcia. That's a very great point. That's a great point. Mikey Garcia, they're trying to build into a pay-per-view star. It looked like the crowd was pretty lit, but to my knowledge, the the fight with Lipinets probably didn't do. I haven't heard the actual numbers, but since it was dealing with a dual telecast with Top Rank, I doubt it went over 1 million. To be honest, could be wrong, but I'll wait for the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Fans really arguing over 5%, which if we're talking about $100, that's them getting instead of getting the $100, you're getting $95. Really? I didn't get to watch the gloves are off yet, but I plan on it. I just feel like as a fan, like, what part of the game is that? Like, that's really what it's come to. No, you may not have $100. You can have 95 only. That's crazy to me. Wilder want that AJ money. What are you even talking about, sir? What are you talking about? See, this what they do to fighters. Oh, he just wants a paycheck. I mean, no shit. Everyone wants a paycheck. I want a paycheck. Listen, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up. Y'all want what I've always given you, the honesty. When I first started this was purely a hobby. It was all based on passion. I was working a regular job. Now this is what I rely on. This is like I just paid my registration with YouTube. Like this is my full-time gig. I gotta pay for something. It comes from YouTube. I gotta travel. It comes from YouTube. This is how I get paid. I'm not a waiter part-time or anything. You know what I'm saying? This is what I do. So if anyone is a full-time YouTuber and they're saying views and money don't matter and stuff, then I probably would say they have some other source of income, because if you have a small business, then money and views should matter. Not saying you have to be like a prude or money hungry, but it has to matter because you have to be able to sustain your lifestyle and justify putting out 1 million videos and doing 2 or 3 hour live streams, right? So I get it. I get boxing is a business. It's a business for me too. What would I look like making no money in the game, but working around the clock? You know what I mean? Doing 3 hour live streams and I'm not getting nothing from it. I couldn't even justify that, no matter how much I love boxing, because I would have to actually get a real job or something. You know what I mean? Like, you have to be able to sustain what you're trying to do. Even if, like me, I don't consider myself money hungry. I really don't. But I understand that money is a necessitant. It's necessary to get to the next level. You know what I mean? And to add on to your point, J-Dog, about the Wilder shit, is Wilder beat his own record. Wilder Stavern in January when they fought a couple of years ago, that was the highest rated Showtime telecast, only to be beaten by Wilder versus Ortiz. So he actually set the record for Showtime in recent memory and broke it. So basically, this is what I'm talking about. Listen to what people say then and now. Eddie Hearn's like, oh, no one in New York knows him. Hey, sir, who's Deontay Wilder? Asking. You only ask. That's not a good survey, because if you would have asked Anthony Joshua who he is, or Dominique Brazil or Gerald Miller, he probably wouldn't have known them either. And Gerald Miller is from New York. You know what I'm saying? You can't just be asking random people. But again, why is Wilder doing the highest ratings on Showtime? From all the guys, Mikey Garcia, Adrian Broner, they've all had good fights up there. Broner versus Garcia, Broner Granados did well. But why is it that Wilder had the highest? Because he's a heavyweight, he's a knockout artist, he's doing his best to sell the fights. You know what I mean? Joshua has even fought on Showtime. I mean, you could say, oh, it came on at a weird time because of the UK. But he fought people. He fought Klitschko and it didn't even do 1 million, no matter what time it was on. Shout out to J-Dog. That's an awesome point. I just thought about that. In fact, these are all facts. You don't even care if people take my word for it. I want people to not take my word for it and research it, and you be like, oh, Ego was right. Do the research. Showtime aired Joshua Klitschko live and did less views than HBO, which aired it later and not in real time. So that means Wilder with Luis Ortiz and the Stavern fight on their network did better numbers than Joshua versus Charles Martin and Klitschko. I would say Klitschko because that's obviously his big fight. Period. Fans, we gotta unite. I'm out, man. My voice is tapped. Shout out to everyone for the engagement. Shooters, you definitely held it down. The Vampire Stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope we got some good boxing talk. I will be back. Thank you guys. Like, that's all I can say is thank you guys for the support. Man, people gotta just, if you're passionate about the sport, you should want to see it grow. You should want to see the good fights. And I'm a realistic person. I'm not saying the tough fights need to happen every single fight because that's not even realistic. Keith Thurman, okay, he coming off an injury. That's cool. You know what I mean? Fight a tune-up. But Errol Spence, in my opinion, could happen later this year. But according to him, he doesn't want that to happen. So, the Vampire Stream. Great show, Ego, man. Shout out to my shooters, man. They really be holding it down with me. See Oscar, what does that mean? Oscar De La Hoya? Listen, people like you or whatever. Deontay Wilder got power, but he's sloppy. I think AJ is too technical. He's gonna box him up and get the KO. Let's see it. It's that simple. It's possible. But there's nothing to talk about. If they don't fight next, they don't fight next. Then we could just do it. See, this is what I'm telling you about. Just like Mayweather Pacquiao. Some fans would rather just keep this in a virtual reality type of environment where it's just us at each other's throats, right? Yelling and arguing about who's getting knocked out, who's gonna win, Mayweather or Pacquiao. That's what some people really want. They just want you to keep it into a virtual reality situation where we don't have to see it, period. And I'm not with that. I'm not one of those people because I can yell at you, you can yell at me, you could swear up and down. You know how many people said Luis Ortiz? Oh, Ego, I like your channel, but you're wrong. Luis Ortiz is gonna knock out Deontay Wilder. And I'm like, I'm sticking with my pick, which is my option. That was their option. And I was right this go around, and they were wrong this go around. You know what I mean? So opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. Everyone's gonna break it down how they feel, but we don't know until they fight. Wilder could get knocked out in the first round. Maybe it goes the distance. Wilder could also knock out AJ. But the thing is, we gotta first see it. We gotta see it. You know what I mean? It's like no point if we don't get the fight. The getting it is, you remember how G.I. Joe be like, knowing is half the battle. Seeing it is half the battle. And then we don't have nothing to talk about because it's already cemented in history. These two fought and this is what happened. You know how many people thought Muhammad Ali was gonna get his ass beat by George Foreman? But the way it was written, that's not what happened. Bruh, listen to what you just said, Ariel. You said AJ too technical, so I mentioned that Ortiz more technical and more difficult as a southpaw. See, that's what I'm saying. We can do this all day. And that's a strong argument. Because actually, Luis Ortiz hadn't been knocked out or knocked down, to my knowledge. Joshua's never been knocked out, but I heard he got knocked out